Here we go, 2 riddles today. They're gonna feel like math, but trust me, they're not. But they will make you seem oh so super smart. But they're simple, simple, simple. Riddle number 1. There are 2 missiles headed towards each other. One is traveling at 21,000 miles an hour. The other one is traveling at 9,000 miles an hour. Now, they start 1,317 miles apart. Exactly 1 minute before they collide, how far apart will they be? Now, I know it seems crazy. It seems like I just threw a bunch of numbers at you and said, here you go, be a genius. Not at all. This is a beautiful thing. Who cares how far apart they are? That's just to throw you off. That's just to sound fancy. Don't even worry about that. How fast are they traveling? 21,000 miles an hour? 9,000 miles an hour. Now, when they're coming towards each other, when they're aimed right at each other, we can add those speeds together. This is what makes it so beautiful. So you take the 21,000, you take the 9,000, you add those together. That is 30,000 miles an hour, okay? Now we all know an hour has 60 minutes. So let's divide that 30,000 by 60. That's gonna give you 500. So you're going 500 miles per minute. So if they were traveling together a combined total of 30,000 miles an hour, we know that is 500 miles per minute. Okay, that's how fast they'd be going when they collide. So we back that up 1 minute, so nothing else matters except how far apart the missiles are 1 minute before impact, which is 500 miles, because that's how far they travel in 1 minute. It's so simple. Like I said, it looks like big scary math, but it's not. It's just awesome. Now, the second one, equally as beautiful and so counterintuitive. Check this out. You're in a car traveling from point A to point B, okay? You could make it a real place if you want. You could say it's from Boston to New York or whatever you want to say. But let's just keep it simple and say you're in a car traveling from point A to point B. You drive 40 miles an hour from point A to point B. You get there, you turn around, and you drive 60 miles an hour back from point B to point A. Now let's just assume your speed is completely constant. You don't lose any time on acceleration. You don't lose any time turning around. None of that, okay? It's just 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. Let's keep it simple. And I know we're dealing with miles an hour. It's just what I read in the book, okay? I'm Canadian. I would love to say kilometers, but let's keep it simple. Let's stick with miles. It's no problem. Point A to point B, 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. What is your average speed? I'll tell you right now, it's not 50 miles an hour. What? That seems insane. Okay, that seems so counterintuitive. 40, 60, that's 100, divide by 2, 50 miles an hour. No, it's not, because it didn't say you were traveling 40 miles an hour for an hour and 60 miles an hour for an hour back. No. You're going between 2 points. So it matters that it's a distance, not a time. That sounds convoluted, but hear me out. Let's give it an arbitrary distance. Let's say point A and point B are 40 miles apart, just to keep all the numbers simple. You're traveling 40 miles an hour, and it's 40 miles apart. It will take you exactly 1 hour, 60 minutes to complete from A to B. A and B's distance will not change when you come back. It's still gonna be 40 miles, but now you're going 60 miles an hour. So to come back from B to A, it's only gonna take you 40 minutes. You can do that math for yourself, or you could just believe me. And believe me, it's right. So it'll only take you 40 minutes to come back. How amazing is this? It took you 60 minutes to go there, 40 minutes to come back. That's 100 minutes total driving. And what is the distance you covered? Well, you covered 40 miles and 40 miles. You covered a total of 80 miles. You spent 100 minutes driving 80 miles. So the best way to think about this is how many miles did you cover per minute? So you covered slightly less than 1 mile per minute, right? If you covered 1 mile per minute, you would have gone 100 miles in 100 minutes. But you went 80 miles in 100 minutes. So you went 0.8 of a mile per minute. You went 0.8 of a mile per minute. Easy. 80 miles, 100 minutes, 0.8 of a mile per minute. Simple. Then your average speed is take that 0.8, times it by 60 minutes in an hour, and you have the beautiful answer of 48 miles per hour. Isn't it so it seems I know it seems so counterintuitive. I know it seems like, oh, Wes, I left math in school. Don't bore me with this stuff. And that's fine. You could either follow along with the math and understand it, because it is quite simple, or just memorize this. And that way when you ask people the riddle, you know the answer. It doesn't matter if you absolutely follow along with it. It doesn't really matter, but I'm sure you can. It's not that hard. Not that hard, but 48 miles an hour. It's so beautiful. It took me forever to figure this one out. I looked at it and I kept just saying, how is it not 50? How is it not 50? I love it. So those are two riddles involving speed, time, and distance, both in slightly different ways, both beautiful, both using simple math that will make you seem like a damn genius. Enjoy.